There we go. Hi, this is Kristin. Today I'm just going to show you a little demonstration about Jamberry nails, how to apply them, and give you just some tips on what you can do to really get the longest life out of your jams. So the first thing you're going to do with your nails, I'm going to turn this just a bit so you can see my nails and see what I'm doing. Excuse me. I was going to have my husband hold it for me, but I think I can do it without his help. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is make sure that your nails are clean. Everything's out from underneath them. Make sure that they're clean. Make sure that you've already got them clipped and filed to your desired length. Okay. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to grab cuticle pusher. This is my favorite tool. I like this tool because I can use it in multiple ways when I put on my Jamberries. It's a metal nail pusher, and point it on that end, flat for pushing on that end. So you're going to use your tool and you're going to push back your cuticle. I recommend pushing it back really well. Sometimes there are some people who have that invisible nail or invisible cuticle or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you can barely see it, and it's kind of even harder than your actual nail, but you're going to want to push that all out of the way. And if it can't be pushed, sometimes a little bit of scratching with the corner of your pusher will get rid of that. So you're going to make sure they're really, really pushed back, because if they're not pushed back all the way, your jam is not going to adhere. Because it won't adhere to your cuticle and it won't adhere to skin. So make sure that that's pushed back really, really well. And you could even, use your cuticle clippers to clip off any ugly excess. You want them to look really nice. Okay, so after you've done that, then you're going to get your buffer, Jamberry buffer or buffer of your choice, and you're going to buff that nail. Don't skimp when it comes to prepping. This is so low. I'm having to bend my face down here. I guess seeing my face is the most important thing. So, okay, so whenever you're buffing and pushing back your cuticle, don't skimp. A lot of times people are like, well, my jams didn't stay the full 2 weeks that they guarantee that they're going to stay. But if you start asking them about their nail prep, you'll find out that they skimped on their nail prep and they didn't do it the way that they were supposed to. So if you want the longest life out of your jams, then don't skip out on everything you're supposed to do for your nail prep. So I recommend buffing really well. You want to get all those ridges out because your jams are looking for a really smooth surface to adhere to. Make sure you buff really close to the cuticle and on the sides. Okay, pretty happy with that. Okay, so once you've buffed really well, then you are going to use your fingernail polish remover to wipe off your nail, because you want to get off of any oils or any just leftover residue from buffing or pushing back your cuticle. Just wipe your nail down with fingernail polish remover to get off any excess oils off of your nails. Go ahead and put that cap back on so I don't spill it, and I'm going to take a drink of coffee real quick. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your jam sheet. I've already used some of these, as you can see. Using this really cute plaid. If you can't tell, I like plaid, especially in fall. It's a perfect time for it. So anyways, awesome. They have put this on a clear backing so you can hold it up and place it on your nail and decide which one is going to fit your nail size. And so, let's see. I didn't do this beforehand, but I believe that one is going to fit. Maybe this one would be better. I think it's the same. Okay, so once you found the nail that you're going to use that's going to fit to the size, sometimes you'll run into some people whose nails fall just in between the lines and they don't quite fit perfectly the specific size. So if you need to do some trimming to make it fit, that's fine. Hopefully, most of the time that's not the case, but sometimes you'll run into that. Luckily, all of mine, I don't have to alter except for my thumb a little bit. But if you're going to do any trimming, then I recommend, if you have to do a lot of trimming, go ahead and trim before and use scissors. If it's just a little bit of trimming on the sides, then you can go ahead and put the nail on, and you can, I'll show you when I get there, but you could use your cuticle clippers to just run along the side and trim if you have to. So, okay, so what I do is, once again, I use my handy dandy tool here, and I bend this up just a bit so I can just catch the edge of it and pull it up. You don't want to use your fingers on your jams because your oils will come off onto your jams, and you don't want your finger oils on the jams. And then you're going to cut it to the, to round about the length of your nail. Once you've trimmed it, just to make it easy on you, see, this is how I do it. I've got it just like this. So see, I've left enough space to where I can apply it pretty easily on my nail. I was going to say something, but I don't remember what I was going to say. Okay, so anyways, once you've got it off, you're going to turn on your, got it coming up again. There we go. Okay, so then you're going to turn on your blow dryer or handy dandy Jamberry heater if you've got one. Okay, so we're going to wait for that to heat up. Just a second, that's all it takes. Okay, you're just going to hold your jam under the heat for like 5 or 6 seconds. I found that I was overheating my nails and it can cause them to lift prematurely. So you're going to hold it under the heat for about 5 seconds, or until it starts to get starts to curl or get a bit floppy. Don't do it any longer. Okay, and then you're going to place it on your nail, right up to your cuticle, but not on your cuticle. Okay, let's see, I've got it on. I'm going to press down in the center and run my finger to the tip, focusing on the center. And once I've got it down to the tip, then I'm going to go out, rub out. So down to the tip and then out to smooth out to each side. So many times you'll find people who will have a buckling right in here, and it's generally because they're not smoothing it out right. Oh, well, now that I've said that. So you run your fingers down and then down the center and then out. That's okay. I'll smooth it out a bit. I was paying so much attention on how you should do it that I wasn't paying attention on how I should do it. So, okay. So, once you've got it placed on, I'm not happy with that. That angers me. Okay, so once you've got it on, you know what? Don't freak out if you have to peel it up just a bit just to fix it. Just to fix it. There we go. I think. Okay, so once you've got it on, you're going to go ahead and trim it. That's a lot of it. You want to err on the side of making, on trimming it a bit long and then trimming it once it's on your nail. So once you've got it on your nail, you're going to go ahead and trim. I use toenail clippers because I think the arch is wider, and sometimes fingernail clippers are just a bit too arched, at least for my nails anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and try to smooth this out just a bit. This is something that you can do. If you make a mistake, or if there's lifting at all, you can heat it up. Some people say put a Ziploc bag like over your finger before you apply heat, like to the outside of it, like I'm doing. Don't overdo it, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. And I've never had it destroy my jam. So I'm going to go ahead and heat up this tool. Another great thing that this is great for is you can heat up your tool, and then you can use that tool to go around the edges to smooth out and to really seal down those edges. I want to seal, I'm going to go along, just kind of gently push and kind of rub and seal those edges. Okay, maybe heat it back up a bit, and then again, and then go back over around the cuticle there. Okay, so turn off the heater because it's a bit hot. Okay, so then if you want to trim, go ahead and trim any just a little bit of excess of that jam off the tip. Some people recommend waiting till they've cooled completely before you go and trim, but it's up to you. I don't really have time to wait, want to wait for them to cool later, and I don't think it makes a huge difference, but it's up to you. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways to apply these nails, and so honestly, on some people's nails, one method will work better than on another person's nails. Okay, so see here what I've done. You're going to go ahead and trim. So focus in, focus in. Trim just to the edge of your natural nail. And once you've trimmed all that excess off, Jamberry recommends that you file the remaining excess off. At first I wasn't doing that. I was just clipping it and calling it done because, well, I just was. And so, but I found that if there was any edges at all, or just the slightest bit of overhang of the jam, that it catches, or it doesn't create a seal. And so water or whatever else would get in there, and they weren't lasting as long as maybe they could have or should have. So anyways, I've taken Jamberry's advice, and you can use the nails that are given in your kits. However, I like a finer grain because I feel like if it's too grainy, it can leave it a bit jaggedy, at least not to the naked eye. I don't see that, but it's in my mind, I think. Using a finer grain nail file. And so Jamberry recommends that you, is it 90 degree? You would hold it like this, and you would file off any excess. I even like to go just at a slight angle, and what that does is it just takes off even just a little bit more of the jam. And, oh, see, you can start to see that excess. Oh, can you tell? It just starts to just kind of roll off the tip there. And even what it does when you hold it at the slight angle is you're taking off just the very end of the jam, and even leaving just a slight bit of your natural nail, to where you can see the slightest bit of your natural nail. And the reason why you do that is because you get a better seal. It leaves a better seal, which is going to make them last a lot longer. Okay, so you don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to, like I'm doing right now, you don't want to sideways file. That's going to create jaggedness. So just at that slight angle, take off any bit of extra, and then just a tiny bit more than just the extra, where you can see just the ever so smallest, slightest bit of your natural nail to create that really good seal. Okay, so what I like to do after I've already done that, I'm going to turn my heater back on. I'm going to heat up my tool, and I'm going to seal it just one more time, just to be sure that it's nice and sealed. Okay, so I'm going to seal that edge. And I'm going to seal down the edges, sealing along the edges. Doot, 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 doot. And on the tip there, I'm just showing you. I would do it a little better if you weren't watching. So You know, I know it seems like we're taking a long time on one nail, but you can get to where you can do all your nails. I can literally do almost all my nails in about 10 minutes, and that's not bad. It would take somebody about that long to polish them and even longer for them to dry. And that's the awesome thing about, oops, my phone's doing funny things. That's the awesome thing about Jamberries is once they're done, they're done. There's no dry time, so that's good. And even with a True Shine gel system, there's no waiting time for drying nails. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you want to, looks pretty good. Pretty happy with how that turned out. Make sure whenever you put your jams on, make sure that it goes as far as you can up to the side of your nails. You want your whole nail to be covered and right up to that cuticle. If you're going to be showing off your jams, they need to look good. So you don't want these like sides hanging out, because if you went to a salon or something like that, they're not going to do your nails like that. So go ahead and make it look really professional by making it sized to fit with none of your edges hanging out. Okay, so last thing you're going to do, last but not least, you're going to take your little cuticle nail oil and just going to dab it on your cuticle. It doesn't take a whole lot. And you're just going to rub it in. So just a little Kristin tip that I'll give you. See, look how nice. Oh, it looks so cute. So I like to do mix and match. I'm probably going to paint these, or I might apply a different jam. I've even got the little fall boxes. I think they look really cute mixed and matched with the flannel. So what I like to do is typically, I'm about to break my rule that I'm getting ready to tell you, because I'm doing the foxes, which is the gray color. Oh, where are they? Somebody had showed me this. It's just a little, like a little photo album to put all my little jams in. Oh, here's my foxes. So I'm going to pair these with the flannel, and they're going to look really, really cute. So anyways, and I'm about to tell you kind of a rule of thumb that I do, but I'm actually about to break it. So what I do, this is just a little Kristin tip. Your middle nail is longer than your middle finger is longer than all the others, if you didn't already know that. And so what I like to do, if I'm going to mix and match, I try to keep my long nail or my middle finger in a dark color or a solid print. Because if you color it, if you put a light color on there or a really busy print, it's going to draw attention. And it makes your middle finger look even longer, you know, and you got like alien hands or something. So it's just a little Kristin tip, you know, it's, you want to do what looks pleasing to the eye. And sometimes, like I said, if you have a busy print or a light colored jam or polish on your middle finger, it looks even longer. And for some reason, it's not as pleasing to the eye. So anyways, yeah, I totally recommend a solid print or a darker color on your middle finger. Or if you want to do accent nails, you could do your ring finger, and your thumb is a really good accent finger. So your jam should be lasting up to 2 weeks. I know that if you're like me and you're really rough on your nails, you know, I'm always in the water or in the flower bed or whatever, they can start to look pretty rough at 2 weeks. But just 2 tips. You know, trying not to use your nails as tools. You know, if you went to a salon and you paid a lot of money to get them done, you would kind of take care of them. And so I don't recommend, or what I do recommend, use gloves if you're going to wash dishes, or use gloves if you're out in the flower bed, and you know, try not to use your nails for tools like picking at things. That's my biggest issue, is using them like levers or something. So anyways, trying to take care of your nails, and if you have to maintain them, that's okay. You know, if a couple days goes by and one of the sides is lifting a bit, you know, heat up that tool and just press down that edge. Or I've heard of people using, oh goodness, if they have a quick minute to use their flat iron or the blow dryer to just heat it up a bit and press those edges back down. You'll get a lot longer life out of your jams if you just take time to, you know, maintain them a bit. So they should be lasting, or at least stay on for about 2 weeks. on your toenails, they say up to 4 weeks, but I've had some jams stay on my toes. They've stayed up to 7 weeks before. And the only reason I took them, I took them off at 7 weeks because I was just kind of ready for a change. So that's pretty impressive for your jams to be staying on your toes, which is it's kind of a bit embarrassing to think if I didn't, change them for 7 weeks. But who wants to fool with their toes that often? And so, anyways, I was pretty happy with that. So you want to get the longest life that you can out of them. There are tons of ways that people have found little tricks and ways to get them to stay. And just remember, if maybe they're not staying perfectly, well, just work at it. It's kind of it's a technique, and it's something that maybe the first time you're not very fast at it, or the first time they don't stay on as well as you would hope. Don't give up on it, because just keep at it and keep working at what works for you. And your nails. There's tons of different sizes and shapes of nails, and so don't give up right at first. And just keep working at it. So another application method, I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I just want to tell you about it, is the cold application. And the cold application is basically, instead of heating up your jams first and then applying them to the nail, instead you would get your jams, get the desired size, and you would place it on your nail. And the jams are a bit sticky even without heating them up. And so you would take off the jam, place it on the desired nail, and then you would use a little rice sack like this that's been heated in the microwave, heat it up, and then you would press it to your nail. And so that's just one other way that that people use to get them on. Totally up to you. Do what works best for you. And I hope that this demonstration has been helpful for you today. So do what works best for you. That's the great thing about Jamberry, is it's good for a lot of different kinds of people, a lot of different kinds of lifestyles, and a lot of different kinds of budgets. So anyways, it's a great product. You just have to stay with it and enjoy your jams. Thanks for watching the video today. I hope it helped. Bye.